So the background is quite different, as you can see, and that is because I'm in Paris for 4 full months. I came here to study for 1 semester, and that is 120 days. So this is not the kind of short vacation that I'm used to. That has given me a lot of thought in the past few days, because what can you do when you go abroad for a week? You are basically almost always, if it's not a business trip, then you are gonna see the sights, go to some restaurants, and just in general get to know the city and get to know your way around. But that can only last 1 or 2 weeks, because then you know your way around, you know the sights, and you have seen almost everything. And once you get to know the city, you get used to everything. So there comes a point when you are becoming from a tourist to someone who is living there. And when you are living abroad, that is when the problem really starts and where my thought process comes from. So what can you do when you are in Paris or just in general abroad for a really, really long time? I want to talk about this subject from my point of view, so from the point of view of studying abroad. Most of the people that I talked to previously about studying abroad before I applied, they always were remembering happily back on the times when they were hanging out with other people and going on trips and just partying. And when I heard that, I knew that for me that wasn't really an option, because I'm more of a person who goes to bed early and who gets up early, and I value productivity and using my time as well as possible. So that is my dilemma. What can you do when you don't want to do the typical things that people usually do when they are studying abroad? Well, sure, you could say that I could focus on studying. In my case, I have studied quite a lot, and what I noticed is that over the years, the things that really got me somewhere and that were really helping me move forward and improve myself were always the things that I have done outside of school or additionally in the school system. So that is the reason why I don't believe in just focusing on studying, in my case at least. Plus, there will always be subjects that you will not like, that are boring, and that are just in general not useful for you, unless of course if you are very, very lucky, and that really crushes your motivation when you have to sit through 1.5 or 3 hours just listening to boring things and feeling like your life is just flowing by. So that can really get repetitive and you can get lost in the school system very fast. And when you get unmotivated, that is the worst thing that can happen in this situation, because just counting the days and waiting for it to be over is not a way to make the most of your time. So the solution that I came up with, and that they probably should tell you when you apply to go abroad and study, that you have to have your own goals. You have to have your goals that are separate from school, and the best is if they are even separate from the place you are moving to. Because when your goals are separate from the place you are, that is when you can get the most out of yourself and that you can really start improving. What I mean by that is that you won't feel empty when you go abroad the next time. How did I figure that out? When we arrived in Paris, we got settled in the apartment, we cleaned it, we put all the clothes in their place, and then school didn't start at this point. So we had 3 or 4 days before school. And at that point, I really started feeling empty, truly empty, because the distractions that were usually in my life, in my home, they were not there. And without those distractions, I realized that coming to a new place isn't gonna solve anything. So the best thing you can do is you have to find a purpose for yourself. And what my goal is for this 120 days is to improve myself as much as possible. I would like to achieve my goals and stop procrastinating and just do the things that I wanted to do, but in my comfort zone, in my home city, I couldn't do with all those distractions going on. Because those distractions can really fill your life. So now that I'm starting with a clean slate, basically, I can really build a new routine around what I want to do. And the idea is that this routine will help me get all the activities done that I want in a day, that I know that I have to do in a day in order to succeed in the long term, like exercising and getting up early, and all the activities that people usually want to do but they are never doing them. And I can improve other areas of my life, that I don't have to stop at these levels, that I should be exercising but I'm not. So the game plan is that I would like to improve my life physically, mentally, and just in general stop procrastinating. I would like to achieve physical improvement by exercising every day, even if it's just yoga. It has to be in the routine. My preferred method of exercise will be running, and when it's raining outside, then I will exercise at home. We even brought our yoga mats with us because we knew that we wanted to use them. And I would like to achieve my mental improvement by reading every day and getting up early every day and going to bed at a set time. My set times are at the moment waking up at 5 o'clock and starting my bedtime routine at 8 o'clock, and therefore going to bed at 9. I think that this routine will make my life easier and more productive on the long term. The third thing that I mentioned that I want to achieve is being accountable for my actions and just stopping procrastinating altogether. My method for that will be writing down everything that I do in a journal. So I'm really looking forward to this routine, and I'm also excited to improve myself in 120 days and in 4 months. But the main goal of this video was that if you are studying abroad or you are planning on studying abroad, you should know, I guess, that this is a possibility that you will feel emptiness and just losing your vision at first and not really finding purpose. And I think finding your own goals and finding your own path to go on is the best solution to avoid that. So let's hope it doesn't rain, and thanks for watching. Sorry, the lighting is changing constantly because I'm pretty sure that it's gonna rain again. This Parisian weather, by the way, is ridiculous. One moment is really, really hot when the sun is out, and the next moment there come really big clouds and it's pouring rain. So I don't understand, and it has been going for a week, so I'm pretty sure this is a trend. But wow, I did not expect that.